Well, the cat is out of the bag. We are gonna get South Africa for the next Wargame DLC. As announced this morning by Eugene themselves, by Matt, who made this blog post. Of course, I'll leave it in the description. First things first, there's no release date given. They're gonna make some blog posts every 2 weeks. Whether this means we're gonna get it in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get it before May, honestly, because I believe at the end of April there will be a Steel Division 2 DLC coming out, so I can't see it come out before then, which means essentially in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I also can't see it come out at the same time, so I assume it's gonna come out after that, but who knows. Yeah, we're gonna get South Africa on BlueFor, of course. I'm not gonna read this out for you. I'm really not in a position to give a whole lot of information, and I'm not some kind of military expert or not even an amateur when it comes to this type of stuff, so I'm not gonna just sit here and try to speculate, but there is actually some stuff that I can reasonably speculate on, or maybe not speculate, but given what they have written, make some predictions. But I'll try to keep this short because, you can do your own research, of course, or if you know more than this stuff, you can turn off already. I don't care. And this is just mainly meant to let people know, really, because I think I know that there's a couple of people or a good amount of people who don't really read Reddit or the Steam forums or whatnot, so they might not have heard of this otherwise, or at least not yet. In any case, they list like some stuff that we can expect to see here. There's some obvious stuff, right? The Applas, the LRAC F1, which is the 18 AP AT launcher used by France, 700 meter range, 60% accuracy, I believe. Chasseur 85, base Legion, etc. Applas, of course, we know 23 AP, 50% accuracy, 20 RPM. FT5 is an improved LRAC with a higher caliber by the looks of it, so I guess that's what you can expect. Inflict, I have no idea what this is. Within the low effort 1 minute search, I couldn't find it. Rifles and MGs, whatever. But there's some other stuff. The Atlas Carver, like a prototype aircraft. We will see it. They confirmed it. I guess it's gonna be something like the Novi Avion, the L-19 used by Yugoslavia. So maybe something on the same tier, not quite as high tier as something like a Eurofighter or a FAL, but maybe just a tier below that, just like the L-19. Of course, you're gonna see also some fancy helicopters like the Royvalk. There's some interesting stuff actually. So for one, it uses a 20mm autocannon, which is low range, 1575. But as you can see on this picture, it does have a turret, so that's gonna make it much better. Mistral missiles, rocket pods, 80 gems, so your standard really assault helicopter. They only get really one track tank, and then it's the Centurion, which is of course gonna have a 105mm gun. Depending on the introduction date of the various variants that Eugene is gonna give them, they have anything from 15 to 17 AP, because Eugene years ago made that rule for 105mm guns to have 15, 16, or 17 AP depending on the introduction date. Then yeah, that's really all there is to it. Atlas Cheetah is like another plane, fairly modern as well, but the interesting thing here is it is gonna have laser guided bombs. So by the looks of it, only 250 kilogram bombs, but we'll see up to 5. 5 I suppose, with the hard points given. Of course, I think the most interesting part is gonna be all the motorized stuff, like the Ratel IFV. I don't know if all of these variants can all carry infantry, because for example here, the mortar, for example, for this one is installed in the crew compartment, so I don't think that can carry crew. But of course, I assume this is gonna be a 20mm gun, 60 round mortar. But oh yeah, there you can see crew plus 7. Yeah, there you can actually see it. I can't read. So this can also carry. So this would be an interesting transport with a mortar. 90mm gun that can also carry infantry. This is similarly to the Vickers. The Vickers, used by ANZAC, was originally intended to be, I believe, first and foremost a recon unit. I believe it might still have the voice lines, but I think they might have also considered it being a transport for a while. But obviously all of it got scratched. 120mm mortar prototype, but you will never you'll see. Laser guided missiles. I presume maybe also not necessarily a transport anymore, given the missiles stored in the hull, but who knows? Anti-aircraft platform, but Jordanian variant. So, but we never know, because if it's still like built by South Africa and only exported, might still see that. And an Heroicat, which is essentially like a AMX-10 Vickers type of thing. 76mm gun, same ammunition as the Auto Malera 76. That's the automatic. Though I highly doubt it'll have the same rate of fire. It's also 105mm gun, of course, or version. So once again, in that case, 15 to 17 AP depending on the introduction date. 1990 upgrade. So I think it should be 16. I think 17 is only for 1995 onwards. And then I also remembered or found this forum post by someone on the Eugen forums from 2016. Mostly really the same information. I'll leave it in the description as well if you want to take a look at it. But it mentions like this, which is a prototype main battle tank for South Africa. Only one was built. I'm not sure if Eugen is gonna put it in. We'll see. I don't know how. This is Military Today, which from what I know is not very accurate, to say the least. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an expert. This is just what I heard. But who knows whether we will see that. There's obviously also some later Oliphant variants, like from 2002. I don't know. We will see. Could be something like a Magach 7. Maybe depending on how modern they'll go with those Oliphants in the stats. You know, the Magach 7 is essentially also an upgraded M60, but has 17 AP, 17 armor. It's like a really, really strong medium tank. Wheels back. I think this is also on the Roycat. This thing here. Prototype only, but Wheels Gepard or something could be spicy. They also have some MRS systems, or at least in this post they're mentioned, but it's the Valkyrie and the Battlegor. Only 127mm, so that's tiny bit larger than the BM21 Grad. So unless they give it some fancy ammunition or stats like the Plaman, I don't think they're gonna be particularly good, but who knows. In any case, this was just essentially meant to inform you, give like a tiny bit of information of some stuff that we could expect, including stat-wise, of course, because, as I said, you can read this for yourself and make your own research. You're probably gonna have more success than me. And that's really all there is to it. Don't expect like me to make an update every time they make a blog post. This is not what I'll plan to, unless, of course, they actually reveal unit stats, and maybe I'll somehow do something. But yeah, I think next video on South Africa is probably just gonna be whenever we're gonna see any kind of unit stats. And yeah, of course, links to all of this in the description. Check out, the Eugen forums, the Facebook or Twitter. I'm just kidding. Do whatever you want. And yeah, should be exciting. Oh yeah, coalition. I don't know. Probably something Commonwealth-ish with UK maybe. I don't know. You tell me. I have no clue about their history, honestly. And yeah, it should be actually pretty good if they got UK as a coalition partner. They have a lot of motorized stuff, which is exactly what UK lacks. So it could be like a very strong partner. UK has like pretty strong tanks with Challengers, most notably the Challenger 2, and some other a lot of tracked stuff really. And they have all the motorized stuff, so it could be very spicy. In any case, yeah, just a brief information, and yeah, there's gonna be a video later today, of course, in terms of gameplay, where incidentally I say, oh, up until this point there's still no news about the DLC. Well, next morning we got this. In any case, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll hopefully see you next time. Later.